Hey, welcome to this video. We are doing an all pastel in my art journal today, and it's inspired with this page, Praise and Worship, in my coloring book called Lord Help Me to Flourish. If you want to find it on Amazon, if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link below. It's a beautiful coloring devotional. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Natalie, and I love to uplift and support women through creativity and art. And the way I do that is locally here in Connecticut, I do painting workshops. We do fundraisers for different causes, and online, of course, on YouTube. I love to do my videos on, I do painting tutorials, I do journaling tutorials, and also Bible journaling. So if you're new and you haven't subscribed, please do so, and I would love to start a discussion with you, so feel free to say hi in the comments below. So I'm starting with just the illustration part. I'm just using a marker and going straight on the page. I printed the page in my book just to kind of follow along, and I'm going to also open the book where I have the colors of the painting that I'm inspired to do today. But of course, as usual, it's definitely not going to end up the way it starts. I don't know what it is, but I think art journaling is something that's really not meant to be planned necessarily. I think it's great to go along and express yourself the way you're feeling that day. Is going to become a page that you'll want to refer to, and you want to maybe put a quote or a Bible verse. So anyway, all that to say that my page is not going to be ending the way it started, and I'll let you find out why. I'll give you a few clues as we go along, but for now, just enjoy the sketching part of my video. If you want to create this page, I'm going to have a stencil or like a printable photocopy in the description. So just go grab the link, print it out, and you can just transfer it onto your journal, and then you can follow along with coloring or do your own. So I'm starting with my pastels and picked up a moss green. Then I have nice light blue. And I'm going to be applying the pastels very lightly. I'm leaving quite a bit of paper peeking through. I'm not pressing hard at all. And this is kind of a soft background. I told you earlier that the way I started my page is not the way it's going to end. So as I'm applying the yellow right now and looking at the really bright background that's starting to shape, I'm remembering how I felt so bad during my recording. I was with a friend. My friend Hope was next to me, and just as I started to do the pastels, I started to feel my stomach kind of cramp up a little bit. And here's a nice hot pink, nice pink color in between, kind of creating a rainbow. But anyway, I didn't want to stop because, first of all, my friend was with me, and I was recording, and I was just stubborn. I was like, no, I'm not stopping. But it got pretty bad. But anyway, all that to say that what you're seeing right now is not how my page is going to end up. You can see me drink a little bit of tea, which my husband made for me. I texted him, I'm feeling sick, bring me some tea. So anyway, I grabbed a makeup wipe, and the reason why I put just a little bit of pastel is because I knew I was going to use the wipe and make it. I just really wanted some transparencies with my pastel. So that's how you achieve the transparencies with the wipe and pastel, is by putting just a little bit of product, a little bit of pastel on your page, not too thick, because otherwise it's gonna become more opaque, and it's beautiful too, but it's a different outcome. So yeah, enjoy those colors because they're not gonna last. I'm gonna cover them in a little bit. You'll see. I think it's cool though, because this is still a nice tutorial to show you how to do a rainbow background. It just didn't last because here's my quote. And I was gonna put maybe 2 quotes. I decided to just put 1. But let me tell you what happened is I decided to use a paint pen to write down my quote. And you'll see what happens. So as I was continuing my background, it's still fine. I'm still doing the pastel colors, right? Everything's cool. By the way, this is a peach color, and I love this color. Right now you can see how I'm putting it in between the transitions of the color so that it creates a softer transition for my rainbow. And I'm using it as well. I'm using it for the skin tone of my girl as well. So I picked a red violet for her dress, and the mountains are a light brown. Now I'm pressing harder on my pastel for the dress because I don't want transparency. I want it to be nice and vibrant. I love how her dress turned out. Just very, it looks like velvet. I love it. So I'm continuing the background, applying very thin pastel coats to some layers of blue, light brown, and my moss green. And I gotta say, I really love the way the page is looking right now. So I'm adding more of the soft colors for the background. And I'm going to pretty much give it the same treatment as the other side of the page. So I'm going to continue to work on the background. I'm going to also do her hair nice and yellow, and I'm going to fast forward the video just a little bit. So I'm using my makeup wipe to give the same treatment as the other side. It's creating a watercolor effect when I just go over my pastels. So here's my big mistake. I started to handwrite my quote instead of doing my initial plan, which was to glue the quote that I printed and cut around it. So yeah, I was using a paint pen, and over the pastels, it was not good. It just wasn't giving me what I wanted it to look like. So here I go with my black pastel, and I gotta say, at this point I still have my stomach ache, and my friend is next to me looking at me going, "Natalie, what are you doing?" But I told her, "Hey, I'm painting my stomach ache." It looks like a storm. It looks like everything was like the sun was out, there was a rainbow, and you could almost hear the birds and the harp. And here I go with the black pastel because things didn't turn out like I wanted to. My fingers are getting full of pastels. Things were not looking good, but you know what? I didn't stop. And I felt better after like 20 minutes. It did go away, and it was just, I think it's because I ate my dinner too fast. So I'm putting the black pastel, I'm working with my makeup wipe, and I'm adding also this nice navy blue in between, just to, I don't know, I was just trying to create a background that was gonna give me that was gonna make me happy. And right now, I gotta say, I remember feeling like, oh, this is not gonna work out. I'm probably going to just, delete this whole filming. But I didn't give up, like I said. And right now, I'm sealing the pastel with just a varnish. And then I'm applying my quote, which was originally gonna go over my rainbow. So by this time I have a little bit of pastel on inside the varnish, so it put a little bit of gray on the quote, but it's okay because it's just giving it a little bit more of a faint, it's not so much of a contrast with the white against the black, so I'm okay with that. At this point I'm like, hey, if I can't salvage this page, I'm gonna be really happy. So I'm using the makeup wipe to remove a little bit of the gray, and it's looking fine. I'm happy. And then I started to do my stars. I'm like, oh, that's it. So the pain is gone. I'm feeling better. This is the storm has passed, and now this is a starry sky. And I'm putting a lot of those little dots with just acrylic paint. And I'm happy again. Look at this. It really, really worked out. I love the way the paint is. The sun is gone, and I don't have my rainbow, but look at the contrast between the mountains and the ground. It looks like the stars are brightening up the ground that she's sitting on, and she is still praising and worshiping God, because we have to, through our little aches and pains that we have, we still need to praise God, because He is there for us always. So I'm happy I didn't give up. I even started to put this white in her hair, and I really liked it. So I'm covering her yellow hair and just making her a platinum blonde. Here she is. I really love how this is turning out. It's almost like the reflection of the stars are just like making her shine even more. All right, so my Bible verse is Revelation 14:2. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. This is King James Version. So I'm finishing with some little details. This is a paint pen, and that's the same type of paint pen that I was trying to use over my pastels earlier. The reason why it's working now is because I put a varnish over the pastel. So if you ever want to do paint pen over pastels, just remember, put a coat of acrylic varnish over them and then use your paint pen, and then you are good to go. So I'm adding a little bit of highlights, just a little bit of white here and there. I love doing my little brush strokes at the end like that. Gonna do a few highlights on her dress. A little touch up on that white hair. There, I'm happy about how I just brightened up the page a little bit with white paint, and now I'm using a copper acrylic paint for her jewelry. I love the metallics. My page is like really shiny right now. To me, it just it just made me so happy to be able to save it and not have to just, erase my recording, because I think that when you create something, if you don't give up and you look at it with like a fresh approach and a different angle, there's always something you can do with a piece of art, one of your either journal page or a canvas. Don't get me wrong, I've started a lot of artwork over. I've painted over a lot of things in the past. But you know what? We were able to finish this one. I'm really happy that we got a nice journal page, a great lesson. I'm happy that you stayed with me until the end and you didn't think it was a disaster. It turned out really good. I'm pleased. So thank you for watching. And again, please subscribe to my channel and stay for a little while. You can look at other videos. And until my next video, stay creative and stay blessed. Bye.